Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing today? I'm out of breath. Speaking of out of breath, I went to get my silicone shot in my knee, and it was behind because, you know, everything's been closed down. They've started reopening. You got to be screened and you got to wear a mask and all that. It's the first time I put a mask on, and it's like a surgical mask, you know, one of those blue on one side and light white on the other. Talk about panic attacks. I couldn't get enough air. I don't know how they do it. Hi, Gail. And my doctor had time to visit, you know, which isn't important when you're getting a shot and you go every 3 months, but he had time, and we were talking about that, and he said, I don't know how we do it either. He said they are really hard to deal with. And he said an N95 mask, you might as well forget it because you cannot breathe. You can't get air. I mean, I just wasn't getting enough air. I guess you get sort of used to it, but yeah. So, how's your weekend? Oh, by the way, this is a live video, and this is our social life. So if you don't want to hear the chit chat, feel free to skip forward, fast forward, do whatever, and make it fit what you want. And I've got problems with Alexa. Let me jury rig this just a minute. One of these days, we'll have this all figured out. Better? A little bit better. So, oh, cool. I can't wait to see some pictures. Nothing better than puppy breath. Our neighbor next door has a new 8-week puppy, and she is so cute. I guess I'm gonna have to quit messing with that. I moved a light, and anyway, that's all I can say about that right now. I've been on my studio cleaning. I got all of my. I got my new bins. I don't think y'all can see them. This is to the right of me. So almost everything is in a bin now on this shelving unit. And they're small enough bins with lids that I can pull them out. And down there I used a couple of the drawers that I had. I found a ton of stuff that in there, over there. See those black things right here in the middle? I got those yesterday, so that gives me 6 nice size drawers that I can put some of my tools in. So that's alleviated some of the mess on that shelf. That's as far as I can go. Man, It takes a lot to tear everything down and put it back together again. It's been like a Chinese puzzle where you that and there's only one spot open and you have to move it to get everything in order. That's what it's been like. But progress has been made, and I really like this new one. It's the latch from Sterilite. It's not the clip. The clips are bigger and the boxes don't stack together as nice. Let me move this stuff. Put this away. I'm talking to myself. Okay. Almost everything is in a bin. And then I can put this stuff, like my file folders and stuff that I use for the printables, can be off the desk when I'm not using them. Get you back where you were. That is the plan, Stan. So here's my little bin. And I bought them straight from Walmart and got 6 of each size. So I've got my alcohol inks up here. I've got my stamps, my stamp pads, my powders, all right here. So I don't have to go stumbling across the room to get them. So that can sit right there. And we have some junk. We'll wait a few minutes and get some more folks in. Okay. Here we go. I don't know where we're going, but we'll know when we get there. Yeah, the other thing is that these bins can be picked up with one hand, and they've got a pretty nice finger grip underneath. Yeah, the other thing is that these bins can be picked up with one hand, and they've got a... Shh. But stacking them, I'll still have to have 2 hands to get the one I want. So anyway, now comes the chore of remembering where you put everything. So someone on the Clarity with Color group on Facebook said, be sure you label as you go, even temporary. So I've got my temporaries up there and they're not staying on because I did them with sticky note tape. So the whole piece is sticky, but they don't stick to this plastic. So I know right where my labeler is, and I'll be doing that here soon. Our doggies are great. I'll show you a picture that I took the other day. Pictures are another thing, especially since I'm doing so many photos of print. Nope. I don't know how to put a picture in. Well, I can figure out a way around it. So all three of them wired up. They did have two beds, and Randy put the big cushion in their bed with sides, and that's how they like it. Whoever gets to the sunk spot on the back, the other two just rest on top. So we've got BJ is the black one in the back, Minnie is the black and silver on the right, and little Cappy is on the left. They like each other. What else have I got here? Here's a picture of my cube wall. It sits to my left. And it's pretty well organized. That black thing hanging down is a curtain that I use if I'm going to do lives. What a mess. I got a bunch of editing to do, and 3:44. Okay, everybody, time to come in. We're going to be competing. Well, not competing. There is no compete. Arteza is doing a live premiere that just started. Don't they know that I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays? I guess not. Anyway, I'm just joking. I did, Gail. I put it up on Instagram that shares it to YouTube. I shares it to Twitter and Facebook. Plus the YouTube notification if it's working. But I found stuff like this little book. I'll go ahead and show you. A long time ago, this would have been 10 years ago. It was before phones and cameras and all that stuff. It was recommended by, people who know that you put your portfolio in a little book that you can carry in your purse. So this is mine from then. There's a painting I did from life in France. It was in studio, was in an old 300-year-old barn, and that's one of the pieces of beams that helped hold up the roof. That's soft. Both of those. The one on the front was soft pastel. I paint cloth better now than I did then. Here's the better shot of the palette. And this is soft pastel. This was the year I was into soft pastel, I guess. Those are all sold. Well, the palette's not. I keep that for my own self. And there's a sold one. Again, pastels. This one's sold. I see I did better on that cloth. Cloth is a learning experience. This is an early pastel done from a live life setup. And plastic bags fascinated me, so I decided I would paint one. And I painted that from life. I was in France, and we painted our supper and then ate it. African violet. This is an oil, one of my very first oils. And this is a watercolor. And this is an oil. It's not the African coast. That's the Amalfi coast. Found an error in my own thing. Another little oil. So I studied oil for the first time intensively when I was in France, and then came home, and that's all I did for a couple months. Another one. So water. Another pastel. Another oil. Most of these are from Italy. Well, Italy and France. Now I remember this one being so much fun because a little art group that I went to on Tuesdays, one of the men had broken his paint his right hand, and he was having to do art with his left hand. So I decided I would do art with him with my left hand, and this is it. Turned out great. It was amazing how hard it was. I finally had to put my right hand in my pants pocket, or I kept fighting myself. But it was good practice because I was able to loosen up, because you don't have that much control. And this is a watercolor and an oil and a pastel. Isn't that a cute old truck? And it's got robin's eggs in its headlight. And that's oil. Oil. This is pastel. And that's oil. And this is an oil of that location with the moat. And this is oil. This is oil from South Africa, the Cape of Good Hope. And this is oil. Isn't that pretty? I mean, it is without the plastic. And this is the coast of Southern California. Pastel. Oil. Pastel. Oil. That's in Austria. Robben Island, that's where Nelson Mandela was, looking back at Cape Town. I love this. Is one of my favorites. I was in a class situation, and it was an advanced class, and the tutor set up a still life. Very simple. I mean, nothing that took her more than 10 minutes to set up. She said, okay, now you've got 30 minutes, paint it. Oil. Soft pastel. Oil. That was a novice nun at Notre Dame. And this was acrylic, I think. Yeah, acrylic. And the original I found this was my study for the piece, and it's taken from War Eagle Civil War Park here in my area. And the little boy was playing under the cannon with a sword, and I drew ghost-like figures of 2 Confederate soldiers. So when I did my big painting, I let someone looking at it say, ooh, those are kind of weird. You need to leave them out. But they're such an integral part of the piece. I'm sorry that I listened. So don't listen. It was the concept. Soft pastel. Soft pastel. Well, this is another one of those 30-minute still lifes. Soft pastel. Soft pastel. My ostriches. Soft pastel. Soft pastel. Soft. This one is head to tails. Let's see what I call it. Yeah. heads to tails, and this one is heads or tails, and this one is heads, and this one is, what do you think, tails? That's it. Isn't that cool? So I'm keeping it like that. I think we got where we could show things on our phones, but I think I'm going to do another little portfolio like this. You know me, I probably have one over there that I picked up at a thrift store. Oops. My voice was on. Hi, Ian. I was just doing a little show and tell of my early work. Did you get a notice? And if you did, where did it come from? YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram? Okay, I may show that later if people want to see it. I think I showed you that one. I've torn my studio completely up, Ian, and putting it back together now. I've been finding all kinds of stuff, like this old music I bought at a thrift store, wondering what in the world I was going to do with it. And now I know what I'll do with it. I'll do printables with it, because I could never bring myself to use the originals. Perfect foxing and tears, and these probably are from, I was guessing I'd say 30s maybe. Let's see if I can find a date. I don't see a date. These papers are so soft. So anyway, I think that'll be fun to do. Heart Bowed Down. Deluxe Music Company, Broadway, 28th Street. I just think old things are cool. Not a mark anywhere. The Girl Who Loved Sunny Tennessee. Song is copyright in 1899, so we know it's after that. English, copyrighted in England. Okay. 8. So it's probably MD. What's MD? 1000? CCCX CV3 ones. I know Ian can do that. So what is that? MD. Let's see. Y'all look at it. There. It's something 8. I don't remember what C is. X is 10. C. I don't remember C. And those first 3 have got to be 19. This one's 1935. Alfie, this is probably the 60s, maybe? Dang. XVI. V is 5. 1951. Maybe. I used to know stuff like that and I've forgotten it. Uh-oh, there go babies. We've been working on getting Minnie not to start the barking. Johnny Lang. (1942). So these are old. MCMIV. Don't know. Don't know. It's not that important because we know they're old. The thing I hate about it is people save stuff thinking that, you know, it'll be passed down in their family, and family comes along and gives it away. But I guess that's the way of the world, and then crafters now have a chance to enjoy it like their kids did it. How about that? Well, I bet that's got some inappropriate, under the southern skies, I bet that's got some inappropriate stuff in it. Okay. I showed you that. I've got cigar bands to photograph and turn into a and yesterday I did a batch of, where did I put it? I don't know where I put it. Did you? No, I didn't. Uh-oh. Well, crapola printed on both sides, darn it. Some of them did, some of them didn't. Great. This is my new onion skin. I found it for about a nickel a sheet, and I got 1,000 sheets, so I'm good to go with onion skin. Okay, what's going on? Is there anybody in here I haven't said hi to? Okay. All right, so I'm making new printables. And I'm going to start getting serious about new printables, because I've just been doing stuff and letting it fly. I'm still looking for those things that I photocopied last night. Or not photo, you know what I mean. I moved them. Oh, okay. This is a printable that I did. I showed you guys last week on the computer on Photoshop. And I'm doing more of those of this style. And will all be my art. There's some, I used a background piece that was alcohol ink on UPO, and then this was a jelly print girl that I painted on the jelly print, and this was another crusty jelly print. So there's one of them, and then we have some blank pages where it fed too much. Let me make sure there's nothing. There's not. I love how this paper is yellowed and it has a copy on it. That's no big deal. And I don't really want to pay more than 6 cents. I'm not happy with my color correction, so these will all be adjusted a little bit. And it's from iPhone to the printer. The iPhone's color settings aren't the same as the printer, so, but they'll still work for today. And I will have a little short intro video of Robyn's new printables for May. They are out and they are gorgeous. And this paper has kind of a matte finish on one side and a slick on the other. And I printed them on the back side. There's another blank. Printed them on the slick side. Oh, that bled all the way through. That's what that is. Not two-sided. Yep, that's exactly what that did. See, the word copy doesn't interfere at all. You can just barely see it. So if you have a chance to buy old onion skin, it doesn't matter what's on it because you're going to cover it anyway. So that's what we're going to play with today. Here's a print. Show you the difference in color. The paper has a big difference too, but here's a regular bond paper print. But it's great for collage. And let's see, what else? I don't know if y'all saw the one I did last week using using a painting of a face in with my collage. This is from Rachel Juanita, the Soul Rain. These are her printables. And I had already done this page. I've done several of these. And I had already done this page, and then I found that after I coffee dyed her printables and wet them so that the inkjet would bleed, that it actually matched that page really well. And I named this one Freedom. Just a concept thing that this could be bars and this could be open path. So anyway, there's that. And I put down some more Distress Oxide and wet it, and then put a little more coffee on some of these because, like I said, that's too bright for anything. So there you have that. So now I'm going to quit talking. Well, no, I won't quit talking. Hi, Joycey. Yeah, painting with your left hand is excellent practice. All right, this is what we did last Tuesday. Everything in here is messed up. We'll get it back, though. And so today I'm going to use my printables. And I'm going to start with this one. And let me see if I printed one that will go, sort of go. Go, sort of go, is that a word? These printables are from my leather and old walls, I think. Yeah. I've got a folder down here of my stuff. This says originals in it. I'm lost in here. Is this me? That's Kory. And Rachel and Robin. Okay, so I don't have any more of mine there. I tore the whole studio apart, you guys that have been paying attention. That's not too bad. I can always add a little bit of pink flash to that. And they don't have to match, y'all know that. So, we're going to trim this one down first. I'll move my rulers. Somebody, I don't know who it was doing their studio, and they said, I don't want to see anything. I want everything in its place. I can't get one edge very easily. I was still not finding stuff from my last organization. Point in heaven stuff if you don't use it. Oops. And I'm going to cut this one to the same size. See if it will work. Yeah. Don't worry about it. You've got 1,000 sheets. But I'm not going to pay 30 cents or 50 cents for onion skin. Just not going to do it. And you get 35 sheets. You won't use it because you only have 35 sheets. Is this onion skin worthy? Thank you, Elaine. Put this where we can use that in our other book. We've got one more to get off. And because of working in this, man, I work hard. And like I said, it's like a Chinese puzzle in this bedroom. You got one of those Chinese puzzles with one, maybe two slots. And you move something into an empty slot, and then you can move something else into another empty slot, and you know. Okay, that's where we're going. I like weighted at the bottom. This is the way I like to map pictures too when I map. I like the same amount around the top and both sides, extra at the bottom. I don't care if my extra at the bottom is 4 inches. You can write on that. You can add, you know, whatever you want to on that. I think that's done. I think it's done. So don't anybody laugh at my desk. At least I'm using it. Which I could not have done before. New glue stick. Are you keeping a couple of extra lids for your glue sticks? because things that get dropped aren't found easily. This is a whole lot easier to do without the whole thing being sticky. We had a feast last night. We had fresh walleye that Randy caught last week, and homemade French fries. He broke down and bought himself an air fryer. They're pretty darn good too. He just got one of the low-end air fryers. He soaks his potatoes in a brine. They were so good. Soaks them in ice water and salt. Next time I print on this, I think I'll print on the non-glossy side. Hi, baby. I didn't keep that little piece, did I? I did. Here it is. Randy got us a garden in. Today was the first day, drum roll, that I have been out of our house, I think 8 weeks. And I was out because I had to get my silicone shot in my knee. It's a whole, I remember that world out there. God. You might ask yourself why I'm doing this. And the answer would be, I don't really know. Except if you get it on there crooked, you might as well not do it at all. Yeah. Oh, we didn't even put that one down. I'm having a big time with this Photoshop class. It's Photoshop Grunge. It's a $300 and some odd course, and they're running a special $68, I think. And the freebie, all the papers and logos and fonts and all that stuff is well worth that price. But he's teaching an aspect, and I say an aspect of Photoshop because Photoshop is so intricate that I could use it my whole life for something that I want to use it for, that somebody else that uses Photoshop every day didn't even know they did. It did. That's how complicated the program is. And all I had ever really used, was I got things ready to print. So mine was a focus on offset printing and getting files ready and pictures ready for that purpose. So this one, we're making art with Photoshop, which I was familiar with most of the tools he's using. but I just had never had any reason to use them. So anyway, I'm glad I'm taking it. There. That little clip right there is not having fun, but that's okay. All right, now let's see if we can put a little bit of ink on it. I'm going to use this orchid flash. What are you thinking? You're thinking something. I found these. I'd forgotten about. And I'm going to put a little bit of water in it because I don't want it to be totally, I want it to be more transparent than it is. Well, you're getting it that way too. Got too much water, I guess. It's a good idea. And I don't have towels on. Here's, yeah, I don't want to use that. Paper towels are over there. So that didn't work so good. So we'll just put a little bit of it on there straight. Just remember, anybody watching, this is intuitive. Put some more on the top. I don't plan. Now we'll let that dry a little bit. And over here, put the lid back on. Hope y'all got your payroll checks. Over here, I'm going to put one of my Martha Stewart's confetti glitter, and this one is called Toast of the Town. I think that's suitable. It's different sizes of glitter. I should have shooken that. Shooken. Different types and sizes and colors of glitter suspended in a clear medium, so that when the medium dries, you're left with what looks like nothing but glitter of all sizes. Cool. Cool. Now, you can see the pink flashing the gold. And over here, you can see the glitters forming. I mean, they're already there, but come on, focus. So there you see some, there's a big clump of them. Yeah, you can kind of see. And I'm just going to smooth out some of those ridges. Doesn't bother me so much over here. All right, let me see who's joined us. Gail, I'll do that all the time. I'm sorry. When I can't think of a word, I just say one that's sort of close. And right now, I can't think of the word that for silicone. It's shoot. I can't remember. Hey, Nancy. Well, crap. What is it they put in? You can only have it every 3 months. That's what I got. This is pretty. It took a bland page and yeah. I'm sorry to be on my own bandwagon, but I like this. Let's see. I've got my new. Come on. One. I have ever showed Muller. This thing is so heavy that I can't use it. I've had it forever. It's one of those things I bought back when I was beginning art. I thought, oh, I might need that someday. Here we go. New heat gun came in last week. Cortisone. That's it. Steroid. And I always say silicone. So that orchid flash is beautiful. Flash into gold. That's a little better. Okay. Okie dokie. Now what are we going to put on it? I have not found the 3 or 4 packages of foil that I have. So I don't know where that is, and I can't get to the writing tool, so we're not going to use that. And it's mowing season. I'm just pulling some little pieces that might be used. I've still got Craft-A-Lanches ready. Oh, here's what I was looking for. I just photographed all of these. I found these from Brandy's mother's stash. All kinds of chopstick holders and old postcards. And these may be envelopes. They might be mailing envelopes, but I just assumed they might be chopstick holders because they fold their mail this way. The Japanese. And we laugh all the time about drawing it out on napkins. Well, here's something. Who knows what it says? So anyway, I got this all photographed. I guess that's plenty to show you. Let's see what this postcard is. See these old style postcards? Probably from 35, maybe. It doesn't say. Anyway, there's a bunch of those. That'll make cool printables. Now that I found it, I mean, I knew it was there because I just had hands on it. I get 4 courtesans. But, you know, you don't know what the dosage is or anything like that. So, what are you doing? I'm having trouble getting in the mode. Use one of these stencils that I got last week. Does it really matter what's on it because I'm not going to big old flower. Done something else I need to show you, but I don't know what it is. Use this little flower one. I'm gonna get good. A good sample of how this works. Y'all might have to listen to it. But here it is. I couldn't even get to these before. I was thinking about one of these color box. See if they still have use. I bought a bunch of this stuff when I didn't even know. And that's probably not going to show up. Nope. And I think it may be dead. Yep. That one's good. It's not showing enough though. Bear with me. I thought these were important to have. Never, that one's pretty much dry. I'm sure they have reinkers, but okay, we're gonna make quick work with this one. That one's wet. That's funny how one would be wet and one wouldn't. Just a little. Ooh. It's got some. It's kind of a orchidy color. I have so much stuff that I bought not knowing what it was for, and all of it's on sale or closed out or something. Okay, we got a little bit of that. Let's use this blue and see what we get. Why does that keep coming up? that thing that you can cancel somebody. This is Lisa Pavelka. I don't remember getting it. Pavelka. You can find some really cool stamps over in the little clay area. Well, that's kind of cool. Let's see if we can get a little bit more color on it. I can't see anything at all there. Yeah, I get checked all the time. But like I said, we don't know how much. It may not be as much as what y'all are used to or what you're talking about. Ooh, that's a pretty color with that. I love to mix colors that you don't think are going to go together. And then they do. I bet there's some more ink on that too. Being that it's oxide. Beautiful color. Well, that's a cute little stamp there. Of course, if you were neat and wanted one of these in the middle, you can use sticky notes or tape or whatever you've got. Cute. Well, at least I'm not having to have a knee replacement right now. I can't get the lid off. Oh, there it goes. It's gray, so it's a popper. Little things, aren't they weird? I've just got 2 of them. All right. Let's get out of this one. Stays on. What else we got over here? Craft paint. All right. Oh, I came across this. I don't know if I've ever showed you this or not. I made 50 of these to go into a bathroom we were remodeling. Polished it all up. It's a cold bronze casting. And here's the little thing that I carved and then baked. And then this is the silicone mold that I've made. May not come out of there. Talking of, no, latex, I'm sorry. I can't get it out. But you just put your bronze in here and make sure all the little holes are full and bring it up about halfway. And then I used plaster of Paris on the back. Isn't that cute? Took forever. But the commercial ones were like 80 bucks a piece. So 80 times 50. You can tell where that's going. Okay, nobody knew. Look, Gail, this is how I keep cutting everybody off. This pops up when I lay my phone down. So I'm going to put it right there. I found this little thing. And as usual, I didn't take that much time to make sure that it was all flush and would print. This is stuff that I've never used much because it doesn't work. Doesn't work. Okay, let's do this here. Got a little, not much. And that's just hasn't found its home yet, so. I'm going to use a little bit of this, a little strip of this. Poop. We may not need it. That's so cool the way it goes through, bleeds through. I'll print it on the slick, so that's got the most glue. And that's not even going to show up. That's cool. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We'll put that over here. Isn't that pretty? It's just so fun. She's so fun. I'm not intuiting very good today. So I'm just going to let that hang over right there. Here's the same color. I hate to tear off that. I like that coffee stain it. You could do that. Kind of needs to go over here if I'm going to use that straight edge. The color's good. I'm not going to win any awards today, guys. I don't want to stand right now. Found some plaid silkscreen ink. So I may get my silk screens back out. Found stains that hadn't been opened. Mm-mm. That'll work. I just want to knock back the white on this. I can't find anything. Here's what I was looking for. Use it. I can control it a little better this way. What is that? Almost? Yeah. Greeny, but it will be okay. You know, when you just start, I've said this before to you guys, when you're just starting out doing anything like this, you don't have any supplies. You don't have any scraps. Or here's another one of my carvings. Knocks the white back. I knocked so much crap off in here over the weekend. See, here's one of my stickers. It's not staying on. I didn't do a good job. This is on an old book page. Old paper. I think I'm ready to start putting some stuff down. Let me look. Look over here in the getting drawer. Ah, perfect. Okay. I'm going to start right here. And I'm going to let my scallop edge hang for just a little. No reason. I could lose a lid faster than I need to get some more of these napkins. These are, of course, it's been 20 years, but I'm sure they're somewhere. They're little rice paper, dainty little things, like gossamer, butterfly wing, or dragonfly. It's all about layers, right? I could have. Knock that back just a little. I don't want everything to be around her face, so let's put that right there. Maybe that'll draw some attention to that. Alrighty. Just gonna go ahead and put this down. Feel like Lucy and Ethel at the chocolate shop or the chocolate factory. It's that stupid little Brad. Is anybody hollering at me? Hey, Rachel. I'm playing with my printables today. How do you like those apples? Pretty. Okay. Let's put this little puppy down. Oh, and I found the book that, well, shit, I forgot her name. I'm not going to talk about it until I can remember her name. I don't like the back side of that better. Y'all can't see. Oh, you just put the glue on that side. Oh well. Nothing is precious. I can always put that blue color back if I'm covering it. Yeah, I've got the little kit thing that Plaid put out. $20 or something. It has a cardboard thing that you put a light bulb in to develop your screen. I kind of like that. Let's see. Can't put it that way. I mean, I could. You know what I mean. Okay, like that. Should just do it this way. So I've got that right there. There's the bread. It won't give us any trouble because there's 3 or 4 layers on top of it. I got this little baby. That's pretty, pretty. Once you have sort of a color palette, it's amazing how things just manage to blend right in. That page doesn't even really look like it's got anything on it. What did we draw? Okay, we've got a few things on here. Did you have a good weekend, Rachel? The link to Printables is down below. And this one is called Old Walls in Leather, I do believe. Or backgrounds in leather. Look at that. Now this is the strongest element on that page, which isn't too bad. And this is the strongest element on there. And everybody could use a little black. This is on rice paper. And I'm going to doctor it with a little spray. And I like that. It kind of reminds me of a hat, like a fascinator that they wear in England. Gotta be careful. Maybe a little scripting. We'll finish these off. Brushes are over there. What do I have over here? I've got my big one. I don't know where my ink is. I've got some. Forgive me while I look. And I've got those over on the other side too. No. We're just going to do it like this. The red doesn't like that acrylic paint. That's okay. We're going to start using some of this stuff. I've got about 100 that someone gifted me. Get this out of the way before this ink runs like it's fixing to. Looks like somebody bled on it. This is watercolors P.H. Martin. I think these are the Radiants. Old. Most of those there are almost gone. All right, I'm gonna have to dry that because it's so liquid. Come here, you cute little heat gun. Smooth move, X-Lax. It's on there. Okay, anyway, the pack that these sheets are in, I showed you at the first of the video. The link is below. In the description, along with everybody else on Robyn's Jelly team. And that would be Patti, Tolley, Parrish, Rachel, Juanita, who is here, and Kory, Archaeologist. This side worked better because the paper. And Robyn McClendon. Thursday, I'm going to start on another printable portrait where I put a portrait on some printable backgrounds. I think I'm going to like that little guy. These little guys. And the one that I just finished last week really turned out good. This is Rachel's Printables. Okay, now then. I should have knocked that back too and didn't even think about it. There. Better. Just kind of adds to the aged look. All right. Take pictures. You can do with your finger. You can cut that out, but not the whole hand. Okay, where's my... Now then, let's put a little stamp or two on there since we're playing that game. Uh-oh. Who's doing that? All right. Too much, too big. Ooh, look at this hot pink stamp. Like that one there. Sure is nice having these things made up. Need to do another session of making some. Another thingy, but I think we're all right. But I had something up there. Well, this might work. Uh-oh. Well, wherever it is. Right there. Okay, good glue. And I just put the glue on whatever the main backing sheet is and leave the little floaty edges. These just top it off. That's why I called them toppers. And you already took the picture. It's all right. We can take another one. I'll do it now. I can square those up in Photoshop and get rid of the little dip where the page is kind of curled. Look at this, Rachel. Robyn's bottle is neat and clean and looks new. Not old Pigpen over here. All right. We like subtle colors. And then here's this one. Got to get it under the cord. I like. Ta-da. Let's put her somewhere to dry. And let's move. This one is the Jelly Junkadory. It's modeled after a traveler's book or passport book. I did that one Thursday, I think. All right, here's a strip left over. And we've got some of the napkin left over. We've got some of that left over. We used all of the face, so what else we do? Look at there. Looky. put a piece of this over here. Which this is some of my new onion skin. It's slick on one side and not on the other. And I printed on the slick side, which may not have been the best move in the world, but y'all aren't old enough to remember having to file these things, copies, in file folders. Ugh. That's kind of cute. And it printed all the way through. So you got almost a duplicate print on the back. So let's just turn that into a little pocket. Look at that. Cool. Printables are the new product line that you create yourself with what you have on hand. Now I bet I've got something that'll stick in there. Ta-da. I need to have a session of just making some stuff as fast as I'm using it. I should have put my glue on my book. You can't tell it. And I probably should have put something on there, but I didn't. I think I've got a roll of masking tape rolling around somewhere. Right here might work. These are little bitty postage stamps. That'll help stiffen it just a little. Now the other thing that you could do is push those ends in just a little bit, and it'll give you some extra play in that on that. All right, now what? Oh, we were going to use a little piece of this. Let's put the glue down first. You'd never get glue on that one. The glue comes right through. There. Not too shabby. I'm going to do all 4. Do that. Now this could be now this is enough of a piece to save. So if I put that down right there, put this down underneath it, leave this open, we would have a pocket there. We've got that. We've got, ooh, that's good. That's good, good, good. I like that. Okay. Ah, don't you dare fall in the floor. So now that could fit in here, just like that. Cool, huh? Now I'm using these scraps from the previous page. The big pages we did. I'm just going to center that right there. And then this will go right here. That's good. Some of that pink we did on the big page. Just brighten this one up just a hair. Just about tore that pocket right there. All right. Orchid Flash, here we come. Don't need a whole lot. That's the card I've got the cut in. Not that that matters for anything. Yeah, then dry it. Here's the pinkish Buddha on the back. We could let that show. That kind of suits, doesn't it? Because I used his head and shoulders, so this is bottom, his belly button. I like that. That's a joke. That's a joke. Making such a mess in here today. But I got it cleaned up enough to use. And I didn't. I didn't do the edge on that. That's okay. I meant to. Belly button. Okay, that goes in there. Nothing on the back. There could be, but there isn't. And yeah, we could put a piece of that on the back. Actually, I had planned to use that as a writing spot. Oh, well. If it's my journal, I don't need writing spots because I don't do that. Just never have. It's a little late to start now. Gee, little scissors. Okay, now let's do oh lordy, let's just use Stormy Sky. I think I went around that once already, but that was before I put this on. There. That didn't take long. It did come up a little bit. That'll hold. That'll hold. Now we need some stamps or something there. That's it. I don't care for the windmill, but little poppers. That's their name. I created them. Actually, the windmill would have made more sense on a Parrish stamp, but that's okay because I got more windmills. Now, that's right cute. I guess I could put some more of that red writing on it. Where did you go? Wrong girl? Yep. This is the Radiant. So one of P.H. Martin's is archival color and the other is not. In some paper, it just bleeds out of it, which is fine. Looks like somebody died over here on this side. I just saw that girl. Back in the day when I did all that filing, I also had to do airplane schedules by looking at an old book that was printed every week, I think. You had to figure out how much time you needed between plane changes and all that. The useless stuff that I've learned. I think this little heat gun is quieter. Okay, that's quieter than my old one. Ta-da! Kind of cute. All right, up to dry. We've got one more. That was last week. I'm going to start with some pink paint this time. I love this little trick I learned from Robyn. Gives you a little more control. Looks like I need a little more control. Beautiful color. This is Orchid Flash. It's one of the newer colors, color shift. Now, as you dry, we're going to use a little bit of this. And a little bit of that. This is out of my new onion skin box. These neutrals are great because they will pick up whatever color is under them or around them. See, now that looks pinky. Pinky, pinky. It doesn't take much, girls and boys. Pondering through the scraps. I don't know what that is, but it's a scrap and it's pretty, so I'm using it. And then, okay, I'm gonna put this stuff down. I think tonight is a red beer night for an appetizer. Actually, we use Clamato, which makes it a Bloody Caesar. And that drink hails from Canada. Very carefully. Perfect. No reason for the tear. I tore it accidentally, so I'm just using it to my advantage. Shows better over there. Now, what we're going to do, slide that down, put a piece of that up on top. Always check front side and back side, you get a different look. Come on. Let's do that. And what else have we got? We could put more of this on in that blue color. Let's do that. We did that on the big one. Don't you love the way I include you in all these decisions? But you do help. Now, these are my printables. Don't forget that the link is in the description, along with Rachel's and Kory's, Patti, Tolley, and Robyn. They're all down there. And I'll be doing a show and tell video for Robyn's new May printables, and I'll start using those. Maybe Thursday, it depends. Now, I like this Distress Oxide with it. This, what is this? Broken China. I like this with the pinks. You did that just as crooked as could be. And it didn't really show up there. I think that's better. Not so much, but a little. Let's see what we got for stain. I need to print some prettier ones. Here's a turquoise. Hawaii. I think that's big enough. Nah, don't do that. Yeah, be okay. Perfect. If I can get my finger off of it. I guess I could use one of these brown ones and get rid of it. Not too shabby. Got some ink on it, but that's okay too. And if I could find my cancellations, that'd be a good place to put those, but I'm not going to risk it right now. I've got the pin in that. I got that. Okay. We did it. We did 6. Who else here? Rachel, that's P.H. Martin's Radiance watercolors. Bye, Gail. Bye, Ian. Joycey's still here. So y'all didn't see what I found as I was tearing up my studio and putting it back together. Okay, any questions? Kind of nice little pages. In the old days, you were advised to carry a portfolio in your purse or briefcase of your artwork. And I found that. I remember at the time thinking, I'm just going to get another portfolio for the next year. Well, now it's been 10 years. So I'll show you guys. It's fun. This is 2007 or 8, I guess. This is soft pastel. Let me try to get it where I don't get a glare. Most of these are sold. I was more active in gallery work then. Come on now. We don't need to blind everybody. This was, all of these were painted from life. This is painted in Paris, and that beam in the background is part of what built the 300-year-old barn that the studio was in. This is soft pastel. And this. These are 11 by 14, mostly 9 by 12. See that little bitty elephant down there? Well, wait a minute. I can't see it either. Oh, there he is. You can't see him. Picture's not good enough. And that was painted on a windowsill in France. And this one is painting plastic bag practice. In peaches, soft pastel, both of those were. And this was dinner that night, one night. We painted it first. African violet. I used to grow African violets. And then I started oil. So this was the first week I messed with oils. This is a watercolor of a castle there. It has a moat and everything in the French countryside. That's watercolor. And this is oil. 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 It's a phallic water fountain. And soft pastel. Oil. Oil, oil. And this one is painted with my left hand. It's in soft pastel because one of the people I was in a little painting group with had broken his right wrist and he was having to paint with his left. I was surprised at how well it worked. This watercolor. Oil. An old truck parked about 10 miles from here. Got bluebirds in his eye. Oil. Soft pastel. cute? I just love that one. I think I've still got that one. Here's the same scene in oil. The little castle with the moat. Oil. Get off there, light. First oil. No, not first. Second or third. And that's from the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa. And this is oil. Photos don't do these justice. And that's off the coast of Southern California. And this was in Fort Worth area, well, south of Fort Worth. We were headed down to the coast. Oh, that one's oil. Soft pastel. Oil. This is in Austria. And South Africa, that's Robben Island, where Mandela was, looking across the ocean to Cape Town. And I told the people earlier, this was in a class I took where she set up, and it was an advanced class, she set up a still life and said, okay, you got 30 minutes to paint it. And that I'll never forget. That was really a fun experience. This is Odd Man Out. That's oil. This is soft pastel. That's one of our grandsons. Grown up before his time. This is oil. This is a novice at Notre Dame. I had this whole story cooked up about her that she'd been bad and they made her go sit where the public could see her for hours. And this is acrylic at Pea Ridge Military Park. It's not too far from here. The little boy's under the cannon playing with a knife, a sword. And where did that go? What crapola? It's the original study I did. I doesn't see it. Darn, I wanted to show you. I've got to keep it safe since it's been rolling around in the studio for years. I doesn't see it. Anyway, the concept of this, I'll find it and show you guys another day. I had two Civil War soldiers getting ready to do whatever was pack the cannon. And they were ghosts. You could just, see them standing there. Keep watching the little boy. And that they died so that he could someday play under the cannons and their toys rather than killing machines. Anyway, I do that. And this is a soft pastel. And that's a soft pastel. Picture taken in Cape Town. Here's another one of those 30-minute still life sessions. And soft pastel. This was taken in a square in France where a couple has danced in that square every year since Liberation Day. Or maybe it's every Sunday. Jeez. Probably every Sunday since the truce. This was soft pastel, and I took a picture of those fish in Cape Town. These are my ostriches, soft pastel, and they were taken in Oostdoorn, South Africa, at an ostrich farm. And these were taken on our little pseudo safari deal. The first one's called Heads to Tails. And this one's called Heads or Tails. And that one's called Heads. I guess you got the last one? You guessing? Tails. Cute. and oh, my little horsey. Pesto. So that is a year or two's worth of work. Back when I was learning, I'm not painting that much now. But I better get on it. Once I get these supplies corralled, I will. Come on. Come on, come on. There you go. Yeah, isn't that fun? Every one of those brings back big memories. But that's the way things go, isn't it? Well, alrighty. I appreciate y'all coming in and helping me with my stuff today. And hopefully by Thursday I'll be a little better off. And make another pass at this mess and get my labels made for all my little bins. Did you see this? Oh, now. Little bins up there with drawers. My music. My alcohol ink is on that side. And there's some bins. Now that's my workspace. So it's going to be messier through here. Haven't got that dealt with yet. The small bins. And then this is where I've got, it's a letter organizer or folder organizer where I've got my cutting boards and scoreboards and cutting mats and stuff. And then these 3 bins over here are more. And then down below, I've got 2 more shelving things. So I'm tired. I'll show you these. The big ones, Randy got yesterday. I think everybody in our area, neck of the woods, are organizing because they said there were 7 when he sent me a message, and when he went back to get 2, that was the last 2 left. So that's within 30 minutes. That's going to give me a lot of storage that I desperately need. So good. Glad you liked it. I'm going to sign off now, and I will see you guys Thursday. And I'll be doing a Robyn flip through of her May printables in the next day or 2. All right, guys. I love you. Bye. Don't forget those printables are underneath in the description.